Back in late January, Riot Freak dropped a preview of what was to come for the upcoming support changes. TLDR of the video, Riot wants to see support takes in pro play because
Full Enchanter, full sellout for laning phase I think is a pretty boring metagame.
As a support player that mostly played Enchanters last season, hearing this definitely sucked, but I will admit that Enchanters were pretty broken most, if not all of last season, so I think it's a fair change. Fast forward to March, how did all the changes pan out? If we look at the win rates for supports in 13.1, which is right before the big buffs to the tank supports, and compare that to 13.4, which is the patch that we were just on, we can see that Enchanter meta is officially over. Most Enchanters have dropped win rates from all of the changes. On a side note, there are a lot more games in 13.1 because League was on the patch for 4 weeks instead of 2. This was due to the holidays and that's why we had 13.1b. I know comparing win rates with different sample sizes is not ideal, but with context it makes sense. So where did the Fall of Enchanters begin? I made this timeline to highlight all of the big nerfs and changes to Enchanters. It basically starts at 13.1b when they change Grievous Wounds. In this patch, Riot changed the first tier of healing reduction items from 25% to 40%. You can now get 40% healing reduction for only 800 gold. They also changed Chemtech Putrefier so that the healing or shielding an ally no longer empowers your ally to apply it. Instead, any damage can apply it. This was a huge nerf to all enchanters because it's a lot cheaper to counter heal-based enchanters and it also takes away one of their best items. In the following patch, they buffed a lot of the engage/hook champs, and then the patch after that was the nail in the coffin with nerfs to Spell Thieves and buffs to Relic Shield and Steel Shoulder Guards in 13.4. The base health regen was increased on both Relic Shield and Steel Shoulder Guards, while the mana regen and charge generation time on Spell Thieves and Frostfang was nerfed. From 13.1b to 13.4, there's been a direct or indirect nerf for enchanters every patch. It's interesting to see that Riot went this direction of nerfs when the next champion Milio is an enchanter that's going to be released in 13.6. For Milio to be strong, he's going to have to be extremely overtuned given the current state of the support meta. Basically, Milio is going to be the avatar of enchanters.